Hi everybody, welcome to Prime Point. And today's guest is Cindy Escobar with the Lab Project. And we're gonna really talk a lot about the real estate market. Cindy, tell us a little bit about yourself and the company that you're with as well.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mark. Thank you for having me. My name is Cindy Escobar. I am a realtor with the Lab Realty in Coral Gables, Miami, Florida. My background, I 18 years of sales experience, 1 year coming up in real estate, and it's been a wonderful year, very exciting.
Awesome.
I love what I do. I can honestly say I wake up every day and I'm like, man, I should have done this years ago. What was I thinking? But I do love what I do every day.
Love that. So listen, you're understanding exactly what's happening in the market, right? You have your 18 years of experiences. You've seen the ups and downs of the market. Tell us how you are handling your clients in what we consider to be a down market right now. What are some tips that you're sharing with your clients at the time?
Well, buyer side or seller side?
Both.
Or both, okay. Right now, real estate, it's not like how it used to be, where you could just pick up a phone, take pictures off your phone and list the property. No.
Right.
You got to get the property in front of the right eyes.
Correct.
Just, for both sides, for the buyer and for the seller, you want to do right by both sides. And I think it's important that that you take that experience to the next level.
Love that.
You take it to the next level and you really put in your all in everything that you do, whether you're leading a transaction like a listing or whether you're helping a first-time home buyer. You want to do right by both sides.
Good.
So it's important to be driven.
Right.
And I think to at all times be 100% honest with your clients.
Love that. So, you talk about, of course, being driven. Definitely the customer service is going to be important in this market as well. As a real estate agent, what would you recommend to a new real estate agent coming into this market that might not be the best market? We're also seeing in this market, there's real estate agents that are saying, you know what, I'm hanging my hat out. I'm waving the white flag, right?
That is right.
And also some loan officers are doing the same thing. So what would you tell a new real estate agent that chooses to make the jump into this particular market right now? What advice would you give them?
Exposure, networking. You want to build your team of not only real estate agents, but it's very important to have a good relationship with your loan officers, like yourself.
Yeah.
Get yourself out there and go to events, go by yourself. That's what I did. I mean, I haven't sold $1 million yet in real estate. I'm close to it.
Good.
But I think that's what made me very known in such a short amount of time, that I went to a lot of events.
Love that.
A lot of times by myself with nobody, and I got my name out there.
Right.
Got my name out there amongst the loan officers, amongst title agents, amongst the brokerage that I'm on now,
right.
The Lab, which is, they focus, their niche is luxury real estate, but they do a little bit of everything. Just put yourself out there.
Good. So putting yourself out there, really making sure that you're building those relationships. You talk a lot about networking as well.
Yes.
What are the top resources that you have for helping first-time home buyers, but really getting yourself educated as a real estate agent? What websites, what seminars, webinars, whatever you need to do in order to kind of keep yourself in the flow? What do you do?
I talk to you. If you want to stay up to date, talk to your loan officers.
Yes.
Talk to them on a regular basis. Check in. Ask for the help. They are your go-tos. These are your right-hand man or woman. Talk to them on a daily basis. This is gonna help you with all the new programs. Hometown Heroes was out. It was great while it lasted. It's not out right now, but there is other different types of options, different types of helps, grants, things that sometimes you don't even think they exist, and they do. And these are the guys to talk to.
I love that. Thank you for that. So, you mentioned that working with your loan officer, connecting with your loan officer, and your title companies, and basically creating your team of professionals.
Correct. Yeah.
And I love that. So when you say talk to your loan officer, one of the things that we've talked about very recently is the changes that are happening with Fannie Mae related to 2-unit, triplex, quadplex
Yes.
types of properties, right?
Yes.
So I just really wanted to have a moment to kind of touch on that, to really educate a lot of the viewers out there, whether you're a real estate agent or a home buyer. Fannie Mae has now changed the guideline related to the down payment requirement to purchase a 2-unit, 3-unit, 4-unit type of property. So your duplex, your triplex, your quadplex. They've now reduced the 15 to 20% requirement down to 5%, folks. This is a game changer,
Huge.
okay? It's really huge. And the reason why it's huge is, I was reading a report the other day that said the average income, or the average savings, I should say, for a family of, let's say, 4 is anywhere between about $30,000 to $41,000. And it's even lower when we're talking about different ethnic groups. When we're talking about black and brown groups, we're talking about anywhere between $11,000 to $13,000 saved. So the point that we're making there is, right now the average duplex or triplex is coming in around $600 to
$799.
Right. Okay. So think about those numbers for a moment. And this is something that I really educate our first-time home buyers on. This is an opportunity to collectively get your family together and look at purchasing a property. So if the average triplex right now is anywhere between $600,000 to $800,000, for a lot of families, that's $120,000 that they would have to put down.
Correct.
Based on the old guideline, right? The 20% down. And now, that's a lot less. So coming up with those types of funds and pulling your family together and having those resources financially to be able to buy a triplex, live in one of the units on that triplex, and rent the other 2, or have a family member in the other 2 units. This is a way that folks are now able to build generational wealth and really get into the market a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. So if you're really looking to get great information from your loan officer, you have to be able to have that open conversation and say, hey, listen, I just heard about this product. I just heard about this guideline changing. How can we work together in order to making sure that the masses, the folks that I'm coming in contact with, either on the listing side or on the buyer side, and sharing great information with them. So I love that.
I think this is an exciting opportunity.
Yeah.
It's something to be excited about. And I think building generational wealth for your family should be on everybody's mind, whether you have a family of your own or you don't even have kids. It's a stepping stone.
Correct.
And we should all be practicing and doing it, if not putting in the works. If you're not a first-time homeowner yet, that should be on the top of your list for this year. Set goals for yourself, talk to people in the business, talk to your realtor, talk to your loan officer. This right now is a big change, a big change and a massive breakthrough, especially for, like what you said, the ethnic groups. It's very important. It is very important to break that circle. I think it's important to raise a family and to have a steady home for your kids. I mean, I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. My daughter's 11, my son is 6, and they always see me out there working, and they go to showings with me, they go to closings with me, they're on the road a lot. And I think it's great when you teach them teach them at a young age the importance of how money is made, because you teach them young, you won't ever. You teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for life.
So, and teaching them how money is made, but also how to really keep that for the generations going forward. When we talk about Fannie Mae, and probably folks that are out there may not know who Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac are, but basically that's our secondary market where we sell our loans to. But we have to abide by their guidelines in order to be able to do that. So one of the recent changes with Fannie Mae as well is they're coming out now and have increased the conventional loan limit up to $750,000. So what does that mean? Well, that means that you as a first-time home buyer now have a lot more buying power in order to purchase that property that you might be interested in as well. You're not going over the limit anymore, right? There is a limit, right, that you have to kind of be aware of. So working with your real estate agent to understand what that limit is, it also is helping in a market where we know sales prices are going through the roof right now. So being able to increase that loan limit is definitely something that's beneficial. I will say this. for a lot of first-time home buyers, I think it's really important that you're aware of all those changes by speaking with your real estate agent, by speaking with your loan officer. Because in this typical market, what we're seeing right now is that there are a lot of families that are struggling due to inflation, due to losing their jobs or what have you. It's important that we understand, if you're really interested in buying a home, what those guidelines are and how those guidelines are changing. We're going to start to see, I believe, that a lot of the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac agencies that are out there and FHA that are going to start to really change their guidelines to make it a little bit easier for that first-time home buyer to get into the market and either purchase their home or purchase their investment property. So I urge you to kind of stay abreast of what's happening in the market as that first-time home buyer as well.
That is correct, yeah, and especially in the Miami market where almost the majority of the houses are, the average is 450 now for the first-time home buyer, single-family home. Being that the bracket has now gone up to 750, it's great news. It really is for these families. It's making it kind of more accessible.
Correct.
For them. Yeah.
So, upcoming market. What are your plans now? And I know a lot of real estate agents like yourself are using this last quarter of the year to really plan for 2024. What are some of your plans for 2024, and where do you see the market shifting?
The market shift. I think it's definitely, the market's definitely getting harder, but we got to get more creative. The plans that I have for 2024, it's, again, I think building your brand is key. Going, to events, networking, educating yourself, taking courses, pretty much putting the work in the community.
Got it.
So, talking to my local communities, talking to my church, talking to everybody in my neighborhood about this, about the changes in the market, just being out there.
Love that. Someone told me a long time ago, and they said, listen, if your barber or your hairstylist doesn't know that you are in the business of either real estate or loans,
get out of the business.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? You have got to share that information. I love that because, when I go into my favorite restaurant and I'm taking my family there, I want to make sure that the waiter, the waitress, the manager of the restaurant understands what I do. If I'm going to frequent their establishment, I really want to make sure that, hey, listen, I'm there to eat dinner, but I also want to make sure that you understand what I do as well. So at any point in time, if you're talking to a family member, if you're talking to your friend, making sure that they understand exactly what I do. They might not know me, but that's where the introduction is hopefully a little bit easier because I've established that relationship and they've seen me over and over again.
That is correct. I mean, to really break through in this business, you have to at least be having 5 conversations about real estate, whether it be with your family, your friends, your neighbors, the salon that you frequent, the barbershop, all these people, you should be talking to them on a regular basis. They should know if they hear a conversation, my friend is considering selling their house. Oh, wait, let me get you my go-to realtor. Right. Let me put you with her. There should be nobody on their mind but you, whether it be in the loan field or in the real estate. You should be constantly on your friends and family's top list, and you should definitely be on social media. Like if you're trying to break through in whatever you do in any business and real estate, your online presence, it's free.
Right.
And on top of that, you should be doing it on a daily basis. Doesn't matter the hours. I mean, if you want to be there all day, right?
By all means, go ahead.
By all means, right? If you have the time, but you should every day posting 75 hard is a motto I go by. I try to at least do 1 post a day.
Love that.
Stay on top of my viewers, and yes, it's important. Your online presence is important.
Good. So, other question I'd have with you is, there's a lot of first-time home buyers in this market that believe that they may qualify for that single-family unit, right?
Yeah.
And when sitting down with them, we find out that they're really not able to buy in this particular market like they thought they would, a single-family home. But a condo or a townhome might be an option. What do you say to that first-time home buyer that's on the fence of making the decision between the single-family home that they may not qualify for right now in this market and purchasing a condo versus a townhome?
I tell this to everybody, your first home is not your forever home.
Love that.
Never is it going to be your forever home. I mean, people change their cars, people change their phones. So you're not going to be tied down to one property for the rest of your life. So if you feel like you've come across a setback because, you know, you didn't get approved for the 500,000, but you got the 350, take it and run with it.
Right.
Count your blessings. It's an opportunity. And buy what you can, because 2 years from now, you're going to be like, oh, I should have bought 2 years ago. Yeah. Look at the market. And it's exactly what happened to the crowd from 2020. They held out when the whole pandemic started. The whole country went crazy with COVID. Right. And all those people that didn't buy in 2020 are now like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Correct.
It's crazy.
Correct.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, I purchased my first property back in 1996, and it's a story that I share a lot with a lot of my first-time home buyers and real estate agents when I do these home buyer education classes. And I purchased in 1996, and I purchased a 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhome down in Homestead, when Homestead really was not the place to be. And I purchased it for, I think, about $150,000, $175,000. Fast forward 6-7 years later, I sold that property for $250,000 to $275,000 or so. And the point that I'm making there, folks, equity is how folks continually build wealth, right? The difference between what the market value you can sell that property for and what is owed. So I purchased my second home. The first property was not my forever home, right? But that allowed me to have the down payment to purchase a second home. If I wanted to, I could have taken a really lush vacation, right? If I wanted to, I can use that to put my children through school. I can use it as putting money aside or even buying an additional property. So folks, it's really important that we understand if you're really looking to build generational wealth, it really depends also what you have in your portfolio. You might do trading, you might have stocks. That's great. Continue to do that. You might have a wonderful retirement plan set aside. Wonderful. But a part of your portfolio also needs to be owning a property and have that either as your primary or an investment as well.
That is true. 100%.
Good. 100%. So I've seen a lot of first-time home buyers throughout the years that have said, you know what, I really want to purchase in this market right now, but the interest rate is too high, or there's not enough inventory for the market, and I'm not finding exactly what I want. What would you say to that first-time home buyer who's sitting on the fence, and those are their two issues that they're having?
Well, you can always refinance. After your first year, you can always refinance. So if the interest rate, you know, is kind of high, if that's their worry, you know, if the interest rates drop, what's going to happen is the prices are going to go up. Yep. And then what? And you're going to be even worse.
Correct.
Even worse. So yeah, you know, you can refinance after your first year. The key thing to do is lock down your property, whatever it is. If it's a condo, townhouse, single family home, lock it down, take advantage of the opportunity. If the door is open, go for it.
Absolutely. I love that. And, you know, when we're talking about historically where the market's at, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, the rates were at 2.5, 3%, 3.5. And so there were a lot of individuals, first-time home buyers, that were sitting on the fence even then, right?
Yeah.
And now the rates are 7, and the reports that I'm hearing, we're approaching the 8% interest rates right now. So the point that I'm making there is the longer that you as a first-time home buyer continue to overthink the process, those rates are going to continually rise. If you're a first-time home buyer and you should have purchased 2 or 3 years ago, I'm not saying that you missed out necessarily, but what I am saying is this is still a great time to get yourself back into the market before interest rates continue to rise and the values of homes continue to rise. A lot of those individuals that purchased a home 2 years ago aren't going to sell that property because they're at such a great interest rate. But I do want you to keep in mind that as a first-time home buyer, there's programs out there for you to help with your down payment and closing costs. There's guidelines that are changing to make it a little bit easier for you to get in the market. So I urge you to be thinking about that as well. 100%.
And if you guys don't know where to start, call us. I mean, that's what we're here for. I don't mind. You can call me anytime. This is what I do. This is my passion. This is my career. Just like Mark, we're here to help the community. If you have no idea on what you want to buy, or if you're even ready, or if you don't know, that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Love that. So last question, giving a first-time home buyer some direction. One, what would be the greatest tip that you would give them in 2024 going forward as a first-time home buyer?
Don't wait.
Love that. Okay.
Don't wait. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today.
Good.
Don't wait. Take advantage and start. It's a lengthy process. It is. It's not going to happen overnight. But the important thing is to get your knowledge, be prepared, and take the leap.
Right. Love that. Be prepared. There's a reason why the Miami Heat and other great teams win championships.
That's
is
right.
Because they know their team. So put together your team. If you really want to win that championship, if you really want to close on your home within a certain period of time, and you have that plan, start to work on your team. And your team is from your loan officer to your real estate agent, to the title company that's going to be handling your closing, to the inspector, right? To your insurance provider. All of those are really great components of what makes a great team, and the team players on that. And then also having that motivator, right? There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Even if it's a family member or coworker or just a great friend that's going to also hold you accountable to the process. So get your cheerleader as a part of that team as well.
That's true. That's
All
true.
right?
Find yourself a mentor, whether if you're a first-time home buyer or if
Love
you're a
it.
seller. Get yourself a mentor to talk to, somebody that's going to lead you throughout the process. And I think that's key. Michael Jordan didn't win all those championships without putting in the work. So it's really something that you guys have to put in the work. You have to put your best foot forward always. And whether you're buying or selling, but you got to put yourself out there and put in the work, whether, whatever it is that you're going to do, buy or sell. And if you're a rookie real estate agent, get yourself out there. Don't be afraid. This is not a business for the people that are weak at heart. It's really not.
True. Love it. So folks, take care. We look forward to having you back, Cindy.
Yes, thank you.
Give everybody just a shout out for your contact information, how they can follow you.
Okay. My name is Cindy Escobar. You can follow me on Instagram. It's Closed by Cindy. Again, my phone number is 561-360-8440. Mark, it was a pleasure being on your show today. I work with the Lab Realty Group in Miami, Florida. Any questions, you guys can DM me, shoot me a call. I look forward to talking to all of you.
Awesome. Take care, everybody. Bye now.
Bye.